Well, we're here. We never really left here. Uh, what's going on? We got 39 likes in the building. We got 14, 15, 16. I don't know how many people do we got in here. It looks like we're growing. Um, I'm
Okay,
Jaguar
there we go.
Wright. This is Wolfgang Amadeus. We here.
What up?
We in the effect. We in the effect. Got some hurt pieces, got some casualties, but we still rocking. So let's just say a quick salute because I think I saw we got a new member. Hey Auntie Leah, you read my mind. I was just thinking, is Ben Crump? Mm. Oh, watch the Hadley series. Thank you, Alina. Thank you. Oh, Francisco, welcome. You're a member. Welcome to Jag Nation. What's going on? He's representing William McNeil Jr. Interesting.
Who's doing that? Who's
Ben
representing
Crump.
them?
Ben Crump.
No, God.
Um, I try my hardest not to have anything too edgy to say about him. And guys, please remember as you're coming into the room, whether you're coming in or going out, however you're doing it, don't forget to double tap the screen, hit the like. We want to make sure that everybody gets this message. We want to make sure that everybody hears everything. Oh my goodness, you know how they sometimes things come and go, they disappear in the YouTube sphere. So,
Right.
yes, and thank you, Auntie Leah. The disclaimer is right here, fair use and everything. Freedom of speech, First Amendment. We are Americans. We are not foreigners and we are not illegal. Wow. You where you going?
I'm going where I'm going. Y'all see me?
Yeah. Can
Okay.
see you rolling around and what you just needed to break out?
I need to stand up.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. You was rocking the one leg up, one leg down. I thought you was about to start doing the kid and play. But hey.
That's funny.
Okay, well, who else do we got up in here? Hey, Yam J, what's going on? LA Chick. What's up, Martha C? We got Mike D in the building. Pat Blair. We got Lindsay Lou in the building. Uh, who else do we got up in here? Up in here. Feel
I'm
like
gonna
we
try.
got a couple more people. You want to try
I'm
something? You always want
gonna
to try
disappear.
something.
I'm gonna disappear on y'all. I'm gonna do a magic trick. Watch this.
You gonna do a magic trick?
Watch this.
Very nice. Very
You
nice.
see?
Very nice.
You
Please
see?
teach me that the next time they send the police for me. Hey, Alina. What's up, y'all? Jay. Oh my goodness. Hey, Malika. Mo Gigi. Arabella Jordan, welcome.
You see?
Oh, let's see. Who else is in the building? Who else is in the building? Emerald is in the building.
Disappeared on your
Okay,
ass.
Vor. I see. I see. That's funny. You pulled it off the last time where, you was there and now now you see me, now you don't. Cute magic
Listen,
trick.
the police come. It's good to know.
Oh, have
All
mercy.
right.
Yeah, if only that worked in real life. Hey, Lynn, welcome.
Well, somebody owe me some
ACG,
money. Somebody owe me some money. Hey, wait, hey, where my dollars? Where
what's
my money
going
at?
on?
That's how I do it.
Goodness, that's you.
Let me try one more time.
What you always trying to have a good time, ain't you? You always having fun. But let's just get to it. Hmm. I don't know. I don't. How do we start today? Thank you, Alina. We make you laugh,
Thank you, Alina.
child. We make each other laugh. He be making me laugh. I guess I'll be making him laugh. Yeah, Malcolm, Ozzy, Hulk Hogan, and let's not forget Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer, who also
And
passed away.
shout out to Thought Crimes because they were talking about Hulk Hogan just happened to die on the 10-year anniversary of when his racist remarks came out.
Which
It
is
was on the
wild.
exact same day. Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yep.
Um, hmm. You
On
know,
the 10-year anniversary.
there's a lot of interesting stuff that's happening, and I mean, you guys know how it is. You know, I'm sitting here, I'm watching people, like, even as we're speaking now, there's more content creators who are passing out more Malcolm Jamal Warner alleged details of what actually happened. And now
Mm,
there are new details as well. Salute to Miss Lowdown, like, she's really on it. I know there's a lot of people that are paying attention, but there are very few content creators that I even give any real weight to or any real light to. I just, yeah.
yeah. Because people be
Um,
like right now, this is the
mm,
story, so they want to run with um
the
whatever. Like I
viral
said,
story.
the key isn't to be first. The key is to be right.
Mm,
It's not about being first. Who's the first
yeah.
person to drop it? And then they were just like with the Ramier stuff. It's
Look,
all kind of
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Let's warm it up, because before we start cooking, I'm really needing these likes to match
Oh
these
yeah, yeah, yeah.
views.
Y'all hit the like button.
So
If y'all
we're
don't
over
hit the like
350
button,
in
I'm
the
gonna
room.
disappear on your ass. If y'all hit the like
We're
button,
over 350 in the room. Please keep hitting
there we
that
go.
like. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there.
If y'all don't
Once
hit the
I
like
see at least
button, it's quick enough.
250 likes, we're gonna start really, really, really cooking. But right now, we're just gonna take our time and let the room
I'm gonna just
warm
disappear
up.
on everybody.
No, why can you stop disappearing? He's like that in real life. Like, I swear to God, he's like, what was it, Gazoo from the Jetsons? Just be gone. Like, I used to be
Michael,
like that. I
Michael
used to
Jackson on
break.
that black and white video.
I
Michael
used to
Jackson on
break.
the black and white video be like, just bust out on you.
You full of energy and life
I'm,
today, ain't
I'm
you?
playing with the. Yeah, I've been eating. I finished the rest of them Laffy Taffies and shit. That's why.
Oh, have mercy. Laffy
Now
taffy.
let me stop playing. Let me
No,
stop playing with this.
no,
Yeah.
it's cool.
I was like, is that Chick-fil-A?
It was the Flintstones. It was the Flintstones. That's who it was.
Oh, you got Chick-fil-A. I'm mad
Why?
because I want Chick-fil-A. That's why.
Well, then come get you some.
All right.
You can have whatever you like.
You showing your age, Kazoo. That's
Hey,
funny.
hey. Yeah, I am showing my age. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I am a millennial. Well, no, I'm a Gen Z. I'm a Gen X. Sorry, my bad. I got,
No,
see, that
you
goes to
Gen
show you
X.
I'm getting
Yeah,
old. I'm a
you're
Gen
late Gen X.
X. I was born in 1977. Um, yeah. I grew up on the Flintstones. I grew up on the Jetsons. I remember when Transformers first came out, and then I remember when they went real world, and it's just a bunch of Decepticons everywhere. And we got a lot of Decepticons on social media.
That's all that's on
Um,
social media. A bunch of Decepticons, and then
yeah.
yeah, you got a bunch of Transformers too. And I'm trans. The emphasis
Listen to
on
me.
trans.
I'm not, you can say that if you want to. I'm just talking about all of the Decepticons from all of the deception
That's
that
what I'm
is
talking
constantly
about.
being ran around.
A transformer being deceptive.
You know, it's there you go. But, and
Hit the like
everybody
button.
knows
Come on.
me. Everybody knows me. Everybody knows I'm LGBT. I'm the B in there. Um, and those who are real, I love. But there's a lot of posters and there's a lot of fakers. And there are a lot of people that are doing a lot of things for attention and to fit in or to slip into a group, you know. And I'm starting to feel that way about bloggers, content creators, so-called journalists, people reporting the news. It's not given. It's not given what they're saying it is. Now, yesterday we were over at Set in the West, Doc One, Set in the West, LA. Now it's being branded. Um, and someone came up in the chat. They came up real heavy in the chat, and there were a lot of people that came up in the chat. Um, and I think I must have heard the question asked at least 4 times about what my thoughts were on Ramier and
Mm-hmm.
him dismissing his case.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I said yesterday, before you go running with that, and before I'm going to run with anything, I'm going to wait for credible news or for Ramier to make a statement before I would say anything. Hey, Azaleas. I said because, in my opinion, yeah, I don't believe it. I don't see it. I don't see it for Lily, and I don't see it for Ramir. I don't. And there was somebody that came through. It was very emphatic about how I needed to apologize to the Carters and whoopty whoopty whoop. And see, this is what they do here on social media. Somebody will get the ball started on a lie, on a tweaked out story, and then content after creator after content creator after content after content after content after content, boop, 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 boop. And then people want to start believing that it's real. And it makes me think about a line that Sean Carter used to use in one of his rap songs that most people have forgotten about. We don't believe you. You need more people. And I don't think a lot of people really pay attention to how a lot of these rappers have told you how they commit their crimes, how they get away with red rum, how they break the law, how they get away with it, how they do that. But that line, very, very, very important. We don't believe you. You need more people. Meaning, if you can get a massive amount of people to tell the same details, the same facts, it has the ability to register as true. That's what that means. Period. And I want y'all to think about it. I want y'all to think about a lot of the lies that get spread around, a lot of the lies that get told,
Can I
especially
interject
here.
when you said that? When you
Sure.
said that about the we don't believe you, you need more people, and then what it Napoleon said, history is a group of lies agreed upon.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sean Carter comes out and does this whole thing, reasonable doubt and all that, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't even think a lot of that was him, which
Mm.
I think somebody will say, that whole album wasn't. He was kind of just relaying some stories he heard, and yeah, we didn't believe him until he had more people. How about that?
Yeah. He was looked upon as a charlatan. He was looked upon as, somebody trying to get on. He was looked upon as a hanger oner. He hung around a lot of great MCs. His relationship with Big, his his,
And Pac
his
really helped him out when
Pac
he
did
said
help him out.
Hawaiian Tilton.
Yeah. Pac helped him
So
out.
to tie in what
Big
you're
L,
saying about
Big
YouTube.
Big L, walking him around the battle scene. Giving him that street cred as a
Mhm.
battle rapper when in all actuality he really wasn't. I mean, the truth is when you look at his entire career, it's all smoke and mirrors, and most of it's just it's just made up. But see, when you have people who are willing to just continuously keep on going out and spreading that word for you, spreading that word for you, spreading that word for you,
Mhm.
spreading that word for you. Now that's one thing, grassroots, word to mouth. By the way, welcome to all 500 plus people in the building. It would be nice if we had 500 likes. We're about
Less than
320
half.
short.
We gotta get them together. Come on,
We're
y'all. Hit the
about
like.
320
Like,
short.
thanks,
Come
LA
on,
chick.
hit that like. Just double tap, double tap. Because we about to get into it. And you know what? We need y'all to like the truth as much as those people over there like the lies. There's content creators that get thousands of likes every week. And guess what? Most of them are lying. Most of them are
A
being
lot of
dishonest,
a lot of them. Decepticons.
period. Um, and so, like do us a favor and just, help us here because not only that, we want this word to get out too. And part of it is engagement. So as we're here and we cooking and we working and we doing what we doing, the more likes that we have registered, it pushes it through the algorithm. And after everything that we've been through, trying to get the Hadley story out and just trying to get that series there so people can keep sharing and thank you for everyone who's watching. Thank you for everyone who's liking.
Yeah. Yep.
I haven't gotten to all of the comments yet. A lot of you have made a lot of great comments, so we're going to be doing that. And I'm thinking that maybe I want to do a live where we just talk about the comments in, around and regarding the Hadley story. Because a lot of you had a lot of amazing things to say. Truth is a lot of you had a lot of the same things to say. And a good share of you, even your comments got up to 30, 40 likes. So
Yeah.
I think we need to talk a little bit more about that because, like I said, this is not a one and done situation for us. This is a journey. This is a movement.
Do, do you really want to know how deep the rabbit hole goes with
Mm,
defending your freedom? Like, we could really turn it into a 7 part uh, season if we wanted to. Y'all really got to pay attention. I don't want to kick the chair yet, Jag, but
I know.
even with this whole thing with Ramier and the judges and the tie-ins with the DNA, and then
Mm.
Courtney Burgess all of a sudden popping up,
Like
and then
we haven't
these
even
case.
got there. I'm still waiting for these likes to
Uh,
kick up before. Mm.
yeah, well, we'll talk about it more in detail, but
Thank you
no,
so much,
Jag,
LA
you
Shake.
right. Jag, this is just touching the barely scratching the surface. There's
Yeah.
a lot. There's a lot, and I don't want to say too much because look, I just like I was telling you, Jag. Um, y'all know I be dropping gems, and my boy just hit me just a few minutes ago,
Mm.
and he told me about something about a story I did on my channel months ago, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, this one social media dude did it," and I'm like, I'm the first person that dropped that, and no, people be scared to say certain stuff, or they'll have a piece of information, but they don't have it all. I may put the piece to the puzzle for them to really connect the dots. Yeah, I don't say too much because I'm realizing like, dang, I be saying stuff, people be running with it.
Welcome to my
People be
world.
running with it. I
Welcome to
know.
my world. That's
I
what they've
know.
been doing to me for years. Do you know how many content creators wouldn't be content creators if I never came forward?
I know. You're
Do you know how
responsible
many?
for
There's a lot of
millions
content
of dollars
creators
generated.
that
Yeah,
they have used me as their source and never gave me any credit. And it's so funny because I sit there and I watch and I look and I listen to the way they try to take it and they line it up. And I see the way people put their remixes and they spins on it. Hey, welcome back. Welcome, Dragon. Hey, what's going on, Yvonne? Hey, Emerald. Hey, Cat. No, seriously. Yeah, I've provided a lot of information that a lot of people don't want to give me credit for, but they have no problem making money off of it. And that's why we're here. That's why I said I might as well get here online because if people are going to hear things, I want you to at least be able to hear them from me. I want you to at least be able to hear my perspective. I don't want you to hear my perspective through someone else's mouth, remixed. If I'm going to do that, I might as well go and wake up Quilla, and then I can let Quilla just run her mouth and do everything that she do. And we're gonna be getting back to that soon. We're gonna get back to her soon. It's just gotta get a new studio set up and gotta get everything set for her because it has to be right.
I,
What?
I'm gonna be back. I'm coming back. Like, remember how I disappeared?
Okay,
Remember how I disappeared? I'm about to do another disappearing act. Right? Go ahead.
okay. You gotta love him. You gotta love how he moved. It tickles me. So yeah, but this is how it goes. You gotta ask yourself, why is it that lies are so much more popular on social media than the truth? I have shared a lot of information with a lot of people. I have told a lot of people a lot of things. I have shared it with the public because I wanted you guys to be able to have access to what's real. I get online and I look, and some days I get so sick because it's a lie after lie after lie. Hey, Miss Atkins, welcome. Um, Welcome to Jag Nation. It's like I don't even think y'all really understand what that's like for me. To constantly have to
Um,
listen to not just people lying about me, but people lying about what's real. What happened?
you don't see I'm back.
Yeah, I see you back.
What's my channel name now?
Yay!
Yeah, we back.
What?
That's why I was saying. I
What?
said I'm disappearing. I did a disappearing act. I was just playing with everybody. Yeah, the channel was
What?
back. Oh,
So yeah, I told everybody, I thought by the end of the week we would be straight, but hold up, we gotta take a minute. We gotta take a pause for the cause before we go any further. So there's gonna be a welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you, Carter. So
yeah,
yeah, welcome back,
yep.
Carter. That's so interesting. No, but you guys know that when we first started um going down the path and going down the road, clout chases and idol worship is exactly, Alina. It's we knew that there was going to be pushback. We knew that us doing this story wasn't going to be the popular thing. We knew that people were going to have a problem with us putting our hands and our DNA on this, and really, because of who we are, because of everything that's happened, because of everything that's happened to us. And that was part of the reason why we knew we needed to be in this conversation, because it's one thing to hear somebody report a story and give the details of a story. It's another thing to hear a great storyteller tell a story. But when you have, yes, the Jaguar Wright show is back, but more importantly than
Hmm.
that, set in the West Doc, the
No,
original.
the Jaguar Wright show is the most important because where we're taking it after this, yeah. My channel is whatever. I'm cool. I'm glad it came
No,
back, but yeah,
no,
it's really
listen to
on.
me.
They were
Your
on some
channel,
bull crap.
your channel is a big part of this community, and
Uh-huh.
your
Uh-huh.
channel is the hub of the producer of this community. It's a very important thing. So no, it's all important. The truth is, the Jaguar Wright show was only able to be where it was because
Hmm.
it was this was your brainchild, and
The driving, yeah,
it
yeah.
was a driving factor. So, whether or not you're subscribed to the Jaguar Wright show or you're subscribed to Set in the West, all of that is attached to the same channel. Um,
And what I'm
so
gonna say is this, real quick, before you
yeah,
go, because the reason why I said I was waiting for them to switch the channel, the Set in the West backup or the Set in the West LA is still gonna be here. The only thing that I'm gonna do is mainly focus on LA historical stuff, and also like if you are trying to come to LA, because I wasn't lying when I did the thing about the riots, and I was talking about how Silver Lake kind of like blew up 10 years after the riots. You had these people come in from out of countries, out of state, and they built up an economic. block in certain communities that were like desolated and destitute, and they got LA popping like that. So I'm gonna build up communities like that with that channel. So y'all still stay attached to that channel because it's still gonna be moving, but it's gonna be in a different direction. And I do tech as well, so I got other stuff that I'm working on. I just figured when this happened, I said this is just a perfect way for me to figure out other things. Y'all know I got the podcast thing, but people don't know I used to work for a company that did the special effects for Walking Dead, and
Mm.
that same program that I was troubleshooting and doing all that. A lot of our kids, the Black and Latin kids or whatever, they don't know this program, and it's the
Mm.
same program that can create VR and AR and games like Grand Theft Auto 6 and all that. So I'll be doing a lot of that, and I'm gonna
I
be
mean,
getting with
it's
the youth
cool, but
on
I
that.
you know I hate everything GT.
No, no,
You
no,
know
no, no.
I hate
Listen,
GTA, but
listen.
the technology is solid.
I'm telling you, like the way it's going, the way we're gonna move it, it's just in another different direction. But I'm just saying, I just threw that out there to say it's still about empowerment. It's still about the community. We still gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna just be back on my bullshit over here. Just know that. But that's what Set in the West LA is. It's gonna be that.
Yeah,
You say you
I
despise
despise you.
GTA. So
So do
imagine,
I.
but imagine what the kids. So imagine, see, look, Grand Theft Auto is some BS. But imagine if we had that a type of game that's like on the other end of the spectrum, where it's kind of like you really could help people, or you really could do something. Not like not corny like that, but you know what I'm saying. Like
Do
give
you
give.
know what's funny to hear you talk about that? When Sam was young and he, was interested in gaming and stuff like that, I had found out about this event called the Hackathon.
Hmm.
And it was for young kids. And it was really awesome. The first time I saw it was in the Bay when I was there. And salute to Dwayne Wiggins. He was very involved. He wanted to, be around the kids and see what the kids knew of tech. And I started looking, and for me as a mom, I thought it was very interesting. There was this one kid who had won one of the contests, created an app, and was able to secure a $15 million deal. Someone
Yeah,
bought he was a kid, and he was able to, his education was paid for, like it changed
yeah,
everything for his family. And I'm like, whoa,
yeah.
this is super. This is amazing. This is awesome. But more importantly, I thought it was weird that it wasn't more publicized. It was
Of course
more like
not.
a cult thing. And I'm like, this thing should be definitely more publicized. And so I asked
They,
Sam, like, he was like, Mom, I really would like to get into that. And I want to learn how to code, and I want to learn how to create video games and stuff like that. And I was like, well, what kind of game would you create? And we were talking one day and we were spitballing an idea. Okay, we've been here for almost 30 minutes. We got over 700 people in the room. I'm going to need
no,
you
the like
guys to
button.
double tap that screen. We need at least 200 more likes, at least. But man, oh man, oh man, I am telling you, the idea was a kid living in the inner city, dealing with all of the crazy stuff that happens in the inner city, and knowing how to make the right moral choice. And it was so odd because we wanted to call it Get Home Safe. So you would follow the kid from the moment that he left his house,
Hmm.
out into the world, going to school, making his way to school, everything that happened through school, the different diversions and the things that would happen on the way back. And it was all about him getting home safe and learning how to make the right moral choices.
Yeah,
And
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
and
Yeah,
I'm like, that game could have been so cool. And guess what? Maybe it could still be. You know what I mean? An
exactly,
idea never dies until you stop giving it life. So
exactly.
just but it was just really, really, really awesome. Oh, back in 2023. Oh, 2023 was an interesting year to get to know me. That was the great year of gaslighting.
Mm.
Mhm. And for those of you who did get to know me back in 2023, whether you know it or not, what you actually got to see was someone who was fighting to serve, uh, uh, I guess, surveil, save, and liberate my life from online cyber attacks and online cyberbullying. And a lot of people didn't realize that's what it was. There were so many people that were looking at my content and considering that once upon a time YouTube used to have it listed as reality TV series.
Mm, mm,
Very interesting. A lot of people didn't know.
mm.
A lot of people thought that what they were seeing was me going along with this. They were telling people that I was in on this. They were lying. They were even lying to the content creators that were a part of the gaslighting efforts and doing all of the stuff, telling them, "Oh yeah, no, no, it's a reality TV show. She's in on it. She's in on it." And see, because people like my second ex-husband, Gerla Hoskin Johnson Jr., was actually in on it because they had other people in my life that were actually in on it. It made it easier for people to believe that this was all staged and all orchestrated, and it wasn't. Everything y'all saw me go through, it was gaslit. It was a crime. Everything y'all saw me go through, it was the same thing that Demore was going through, but it was just done a lot louder because it was done on camera. And they thought they were going to convince the world that once my demise happened, that I was just another reality TV star, that it went too far trying to get attention and clicks and views. I want y'all to think about how scary that is. I want y'all to think about how scary that is. And salute to people like BJ who are so grateful that YouTube is their job and don't want to blame YouTube for anything that they do and don't want to believe that it had anything to do with this or anything to do with that. Thank you, Arabella. Thank you.
Arabella.
But a lot of people, you want to sit there and say, "Oh no, well, it was all Rock Nation's fault and it was all Desiree Perez's fault and YouTube didn't have anything to do with it. It's terrible for YouTube. What it did to YouTube was terrible too, and that's cool." I just hope you really don't believe that. I really hope you don't believe that. That's what I hope. I hope you don't believe that YouTube is not complicit in any of these cyber crimes that are going on, in any of the orchestration of this that is going on, because that is not true. That's not true. And people who really know. So it's very heartbreaking for me when I see content creators sit there and play this game like they don't know how dangerous this construct is, because it is. Like they don't know how dangerous this company has allowed this construct to become.
Sometimes you got to let people live in their delusions, and then
I don't know if
you
it's a
let them.
delusion. I don't know if it's a delusion or it's a please don't demonetize me because I really need this money.
It's not that
Because there's a
serious.
lot of that happens here. And the truth
All
is,
money is good money.
free speech should be acknowledged and respected across the board because it is your First Amendment right, not because it's the right that's granted to you by YouTube, because it's the right that is granted to you by the Constitution,
And by God, how about that?
by God first. Thank you, Miss Atkinson. No, but seriously, I hate when I see these content creators pander to this construct, because whether you know it or not, you're offending me because I survived it. Do you know how many people haven't? By the way, rest in peace to all of the YouTube CCs that lost their lives on this app this year behind shenanigans and games on this app this
That's why.
year.
That's
That
why I said you got to let people live in their delusions. Because the thing is the reality is people are being unalive in real life on this app. But if you just got to let people live in their delusions sometimes. That's why I said it.
I
And
mean,
yeah, it could be a situation where she's like, oh well, I don't take away my money. All money ain't good. I mean, there's certain. we'll talk about this too. Someone was just talking about this about Joe Button and him revealing how much he makes a year, and it's still connected to like Patreon. It's still like, come on, y'all, like all all money ain't good money. I'll just say it like that. Stand for something, fall for anything. But
Algorithm pimping is very real.
algorithm
See,
manipulation. Wow.
the thing that they hated about me was that I was smart enough and brave enough to get in the game and get in the fight and take control of my algorithm. Because, see, they build these algorithms so that they can stalk and harass people
Yeah.
and to make it easier to track them down and to do this and to do that and to be able to make money off of it at the same time.
To
I don't
set
know
up.
how
Look,
many
you guys. No,
hmm,
not to cut you off. I don't think people really realize the way this algorithm is set up, the way it's connected to GPS and geolocated places and the cameras all around. Like, come on, y'all, wake up.
hmm.
And then they can easily set up. That's why I was saying about the TMZ thing about Malcolm Jamal Warner and then them catching that snapshot before he got on a plane. Like, how did y'all get that?
Y'all
Y'all,
weren't
y'all,
following y'all weren't
wake up.
following him around. It wasn't public knowledge. Why would a so-called paparazzi app just so happen to be able to get their hands on that footage of him at the airport right before
You
he
know,
left?
one thing I remember, I was flying out of Vancouver some time ago, and I'm just on a regular flight, whatever, whoop whoop. I'm probably the only black person other than another celebrity that came on flight, and I noticed
Mm-hmm.
he was waiting. It was Sterling K. Brown. Um, and you didn't have no paparazzi around. And Vancouver's one of them cities. I think he was there filming
Yeah.
something he was filming. But I didn't say nothing to him
Vancouver be
because I knew,
popping.
no, Vancouver
Vancouver
is
popping.
classic, right? But I didn't say nothing to him because he was looking
A
at me
lot of
like,
money.
he was expecting me to say something. And I was like, I'm not saying anything. I know who you are. But, Sterling K. Brown, shout out to you. But no, long story short, you didn't have paparazzi like, I didn't see no, it was just regular. It was regular. And for them to be able to follow Malcolm Jamal all the way to the airport, like it's like they got him going into the actual like, and then he fly
Nobody's paying
commercial.
attention. No, yeah, nobody's paying attention to how intrusive that is, to how careful that is. He wasn't on his way to film a movie. He wasn't on his way to
He
go
was
do
just on a
anything.
regular
He was
flight.
going on a regular flight. This wasn't a nothing. This is nothing that paparazzi should have been involved in. But then again,
Right.
neither was Javon Hadley's case. Javon Hadley's case was not a case that should have been being followed by paparazzi at
Right.
all. But as
Right.
we're starting to learn and as we're starting to see, there's a lot more of that involved than we might want to believe. So, all right, we here, we doing pretty good. We got over 800 people in the building. I would like to get, can we get 44 more likes so we can really, really, really start to get into what we about to talk about today. If we could get 44 more likes, that would be great. And then, we can move forward. That would be awesome. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We need like 26 more likes. And then we going we going deep dive in. But I can preface it, okay? Nine away, nine away. I can preface it by saying this. I find it very interesting that after my latest Blue Couch interview, thank you for the 506 likes. Fabulous, fabulous. And
Oh
please
wow.
keep liking. Please keep liking. Um, but now we gonna get in. So let's just be real. Every time I do a real life interview, there's reaction. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I do a Blue Couch interview, the one thing that I don't even watch when they come
Mm.
out, I don't watch them. And y'all can ask Odell. I am so not lying. When they
No, you
hit,
don't.
I do not watch. Every couple of days, I'll check and see what the numbers are. I'll check and see what the analytics are looking like. I'll check to see whether or not it's being heavily suppressed or whether it's moving like it normally should or whether it's moving at hyperspeed. Always check because I need to know who's playing around, who's messing with things. See, I need to know who's manipulating things. That's what you're doing today. You just
I'm
having a
I'm
ball.
chill,
You just
I'm
having a
chilling like a
ball.
villain. Why
I'm
why not?
almost jealous. I'm
Why
almost
not?
jealous. I am almost jealous, but not quite. So, anywho's, let's just I do these interviews like that guy Sean Blazington. He's about to go live right now. One of the biggest liars on YouTube, and I have absolutely no problem with saying that about you, sir. I'm so glad your notification came up. You're gonna get hit first. You are one of the biggest liars I have ever seen on YouTube. You literally
Wow.
make things up out of the only I know you went to the trash to the grouch school of blogging because you lie almost as good as she does.
Almost.
Almost, not quite. Not quite. You got the bitchy part down. You just don't have the convincing part down. We don't believe you. You need more people. It's wild. But every time I do a blue couch interview, I look to see who was going to move around. I look to see who was going to get up. And you can tell. You can tell because the stories that get crafted right after that to go into the algorithm to try to fight against whatever it is that I'm saying, whatever it is that I'm putting down, whatever it is, boom. It gets crazy. And I
Yeah.
want you to think about some of the things that I talked about in this latest Blue Couch interview. Of course, I finally had something to say. I gave my little piece on what I thought of the Diddy trial. I really don't see too many people challenging that. But then again, how could they? I was telling the truth. I spoke about Ramier as well. I also spoke about Demore, her story, her and Javon. I spoke about a lot of things, but I just find it interesting that almost as soon as that third interview started getting views, boom, Ramir's case is being dismissed. Ramir withdrew his case. Really? Is that true? Is it?
Well, I
Is that
saw
true?
I saw it on Newsbreak, so
Mm-hmm.
I follow all types of media content and like
Mm-hmm.
official stuff that comes from the Associated Press, all that, right? But it's like a half truth.
Mm-hmm.
But they're pushing it like it was the real thing. I don't. A lot of people were running with it like it was the real thing. It looked
One
like
of
some
the
other things were going on.
one of the first content creators though on YouTube to run flat-footed with that story, like a like a
Like
like
a
a
slew footed.
yeah, yeah, you know, flat-footed through these YouTube streets was Latrasha Transrena Kibble. Oh yeah, trash to the grouch. And it was really interesting because when she shared the story by saying it was an inside source that they got the information from. I get
Yeah.
Mims to make it don't make no sense, guy. Him, I guess he had the same source. I guess they all had the same independent confidential store. The Drizzles Monroes. Yeah, it's just so funny because they go from channel to channel to channel to channel, spouting slightly different details.
Right.
One of the only content creators that I heard, who was doing some research on it, who gave a more accurate spin to a certain extent was
Was
Miss Lowdown.
slow down and Murad a bit. Yeah.
And and then Murad, he came in and he said what he had to say. And then there was a slight tweak there. But like I told you, and I think I told everybody when we were sitting over there at the backup set in the West. I'm not speaking on it until I see a credible news source come with it or Ramier himself. Matter of fact, I want to hear from Ramier himself because Ramier does not have a gag order on him. He's not in the same situation as Javon and as Demore. He doesn't have a gag order on himself. So he can speak for himself. And guess what? He did. And guess what he said? There were very interesting things that were going on with his filings, things that were not of his own doing.
Yeah.
Hearing on September 3rd. And he said, this is all about his mother now, which means a lot of people in the court, because a big part of the court filings that was made by the Jigga Man was there was already a man that was listed as his father, and this is harassment. They're just running around just trying to blame it on whoever they want to blame it on because there was another father. There was another father. Oh, you want to know what's so interesting about that? That's absolutely true. There was another man that was there that helped raise Ramier, that was with Wanda in a committed relationship, who put his name on his birth certificate. And guess what? A young teen mom, that's very possible. I would know. I was just like her. I gave birth in 93. See, there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't like to take into consideration. I don't think it's a fact of him being a better man. I think it was the fact that she had this rendezvous, allegedly, from what she said, her own testimony, with Mr. Carter. The condom broke, and she didn't really embrace it in her mind and in her heart that it was possible for this to be his child. I mean, she's a 15-year-old girl. You're barely just getting to know your body. You're barely just getting to know your own menstrual, let alone, dealing with a condom break. Well, if you wore the condom, if the condom break, does that mean you can get pregnant? Like, you don't know stuff like that at 15. And guess what? They weren't really teaching things like that to us in school, in sex education and stuff like that. We didn't learn about those kinds of things, not back then. That No, you didn't, and you need to stop lying.
Great. Well, I was right.
Because don't forget, back in the day, if you got your prophylactics from the CDC, they also had spermicide on them. That was supposed to be the thing. So you couldn't, that was, but it's never 100%. They'll tell you, oh yeah, well, as long as you have the spermicide, even if the condom breaks, oh, it's going to do this and it's going to do that and whoopie whoopie woo and yada yada yada. Hold on one second. Hey, Prince Paul, welcome. Welcome to the channel. Hold on a second. What is this? Super chats I have, I'm going to acknowledge, and you're not a member, so let's see what you have to say. What's up,
We
Jag
said Malik
from
was a
North
friend
Philly?
told him that Questlove took away his last royalty, a song used on Fallon. They think
Hmm.
Tariq did his newer style of dressing rhymes from Malik. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem with agreeing with you 100% on that. They're thieves. That's what thieves do. They steal.
James.
And the ones that really don't have no morals, guess what? They're grave robbers.
Mm,
But
wow.
why would they feel bad about it? They didn't even go inside to the funeral. I was on the phone with Bahamadia. Bahamadia was there at the funeral. I was in Texas. It was in the middle of the pandemic. Nobody was really traveling like that. I had thought about it, but I didn't want to take the chance. And nobody in my house had the shot. And I wasn't going to go and possibly catch something and bring it back. My own cousin passed away around the exact same time, and I didn't go to his funeral either. Even though a bunch of my cousins tried to guilt trip us about it and all of that. And guess what? Some of them actually had the C-19, knowing that they had it, were not vaccinated, and still went and gave it to other members of the family. Yeah, I skipped all of that. My mother was home with me at the time, elderly woman. I wasn't putting my family in jeopardy like that. But I was there with Bahamadia on the phone. And the Roots showed up. The press was there. They took pictures outside and then said it was too heartbreaking for them. They didn't even walk inside to the funeral. And I'm going to tell you something right now. In my opinion, that was the moment that I knew they had him sacrificed.
Mm.
Because anytime they do that, they do the press, but they don't do no real acknowledgement. It was a Muslim ceremony. They should have been there. I know you telling the truth. But people like to go to that little picnic, though, the little Roots picnic. And they like to go to the Jimmy Fallacy show or fall on a foul. Mm, yeah, fall in Jimmy Falacia, whatever. So yeah. Um, and salute to you for remembering Malik. You know, I used to talk about him a lot more. I slowed down. I had to. It was bringing too much negative attention to the people that were grieving him, especially to his mom. The simple fact that people sat there and lied and pretended like I didn't send his Grammy Hero Award home. They made it seem like I stole it and kept it for myself and tried to pretend like it was mine. I actually did a video right here on YouTube, but because they let one of those YouTubers, that Joshua Ray girl, 86 my channel, to erase the evidence that I actually filmed it and sent it to his Umi. The award is sitting on her mantelpiece because I made sure it got there. What's really funny is it ended up in the trash right after Malik's funeral. When I started speaking out, when I started calling all of them out, when I started saying, why ain't y'all having more to say? Just like they didn't have a lot to say when Angie Stone passed away earlier this year. The very same people that were quiet about Angie Stone's passing were equally as quiet about Malik B. It's always like that when they sacrifice someone allegedly. They all knew it happened. So they gotta be quiet, pretend like it's really not that big a deal. Hope that there's no investigation and just let it all go away while they sit there and they're energy vampires. And then they want to sell Gordon Gartrell shirts or old mixtapes, you know, lost recordings of Philadelphia Half Life and whatnot. You know, it's just sad. It's sad.
I was gonna have you get on my channel, and I was gonna talk about some hip hop stuff. And in all honesty, well, I mean, I had Roots. Do you want more? I did have that album. It was cool, but Philadelphia Half Life to me was the shit. And I wanted to go over that with you, but I'm cool now. I don't even really, I'll still listen to their stuff, but yeah, man, it's like it's sad if they're doing stuff like that. That's kind of disheartening. Even like T3, they still honor Dilla and by 10. You know what I'm saying? And I chopped it up with them cats, man, and they cool as hell. You know, they were like that was a real friendship. But yeah, and you can get unalive missing doing something like that to another man, and it ain't that serious. People be thinking this industry stuff is man.
And salute, Cat. God will never let that happen. Keep watching. That's right. Ramier. Justice for Ramier.
Yeah,
The
back
funny
to that.
thing
Let's get
is,
back to that.
the funny thing is that I told you, if TMZ ain't running with it and it's only a bunch of YouTubers, it ain't real. Because if it
But
was
like I
anywhere
said,
near close to real or legitimate, Harvey would have been the first person to run with that.
true. But I did see it on Newsbreak, but even that was kind of half-assed.
Yeah, but
So
it
yeah,
was it was convoluted. It was only the information that was sent out on the line, and the reason why is because guess what else happened after the story? Like I said, the Trasher K's and the this and the that and the whoop de woo. It started with her, which is why I told everybody consider your source. Consider the source of who you heard it from first.
right.
Like Ramier was saying, what it sounds like to me is that someone in the courthouse is playing around with his paperwork because they wanted to create that moment to make the public think that he had gotten paid off and he was running away in fear. That's why. You want to know what's interesting? When they were trying to create those stories about me last year, one of the first people to go live talking about me being paid off by the Jigga Man, being paid off by Rock Nation,
Oh yeah.
was the fallen star report, a man who likes to threaten little babies online about doing things to him, got kicked off of
The,
real radio and left here on YouTube to die.
the man who doesn't want to give me that in-person interview,
Oh,
that guy.
the man that's too
He's not
afraid
even
to
a
give
man.
you
He's
that
not a
in-person
man.
interview.
He's
Oh,
not a
wait a
man.
minute. We got two new members here, Sadia and
Shadia and
K
K
Dog.
Dog. That's
Welcome to
what's
Jag
up.
Nation. Welcome. So let's be clear. That's the first thing that they did. They were trying to get rid of another one of my channels. They were trying to control the narrative. And the story was Jaguar Wright is silent and she's because she's been bought and she's been paid off. We had to get online. We like, that ain't happen. That ain't happen. But see, that's why they like to manipulate the algorithms and they
Yeah,
give the juice to the person who's lying on their behalf the most, that they think can
yeah.
make the biggest noise at the biggest time. So look at who they got. Look at who they brought. Trashy K. And then they started selling that narrative. Selling that narrative. Thank you. Thank you. They started selling that narrative and selling that narrative. And next thing you know, boom, content creator, content creator. And then the content creators that are on some real stuff, the only thing they have access to are all of the lies. So they have to go and try to find whatever details they have to find. And it kind of corroborates what the lie is, but then it's a remix. And guess what it does? It confuses and inflames the public.
And what did I say earlier? A group of lies agreed upon, right?
A
So if you
group
got
of
a bunch of
lies of
people confused,
we don't
got a whole
believe
bunch of
you.
people
You need
confused,
more people.
got a whole bunch of people confused about a court ruling that hasn't been really set
That
yet, and
hasn't even
someone,
happened. That hasn't even happened. But what is clear is that somebody involved in that case was able to spread that word. You know, that's what they said. It was a inside source
yeah,
that passed on that information. Who was the inside source?
yeah. I
Who
think
was your
that
source, Transrena?
there needs to be some investigation going on with that.
Who was your source, Transrena? You said it was an inside source that said that Ramier dropped it because he got paid off and people were saying that he was being threatened and all of this and all of that. Who's the source?
Right. For real.
Because the
Good
only,
question.
like Ramier said, there are things that were going on in the court filings and in the paperwork and all of this. Something ain't looking right. Something ain't going, something's wrong. And that came from him. This is his case. How y'all talking about his case before he is? How are y'all able to run online with all of this information before he does?
Yeah.
Who put y'all on? Because there was no dismissal filed for you to go on PACER or this or that or the third. So where did you get the information from? Who's the source? Yeah, this all sounds like a bunch of RICO, doesn't it? Meanwhile, you got content creators talking about they think, Jigga Man probably gonna get away with it again. But I'm still not understanding why in God's name nobody's paying attention to the fact that if this man is not this young man's father, all he would have to do is just take the DNA test. That's it. And considering that there are whispers going around on social media from one content creator or another that are firmly saying that the real reason why he is afraid to give his DNA is not because he's afraid of being looked at as some statutory rapist, but because there might be some unfinished red rums that haven't been solved yet with his DNA attached. And there is no statute of limitation on red rum. And you know what? That would not look good. Oh my goodness, that would so not look good. Like that would look terrible in instances like these. Have y'all guys seen this? The Jigga Man is pitching. He did a pitch meeting yesterday, guys. Yeah, see that DNA go out there into that system. It might kick over other crimes that might be far worse than statutory grape. He's pitching. He's pitching it to get a Caesars casino in Times Square, 1515 Broadway, right there in the heart of everything. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Listen to me. During the first week of the Didless trial, he was in New York too. Y'all don't remember? For those of you who know the channel, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me put y'all on. Let me put y'all on. Let me put y'all on to some game. Let me show you what money do. Let me show you what it's really all about. What's it all about?
Mhm.
Alfie. We're gonna find out what it's all about. Let's get into it. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Where's the because I think I got the picture in here. Is it in here? Wait a minute, because yeah. We was there at the trial, and then I'm trying to think. Because I could have swore to God it was I made it a thumbnail at some point. Like just really crazy. But there was a picture of him. Here it is. Here you go. The first week of Diddy's trial. He was sitting with the Senate Majority Leader in Albany, trying to lobby them to help him push through his casino deal. This same casino deal that he's trying to get pushed through right now. Thank you, Alina. What did I tell y'all? I told y'all on the blue couch he wants to be the one. I told you he was trying to take the diddler's place. I told you he wants to be the number one guy. This is what he was doing while he was busy sitting there denouncing his friend of all of these years. The same man that his kids called Uncle. Uncle. I ain't gonna say what they call him because he ain't nothing but a high occupancy vehicle for spirits, allegedly. You know? Real rap. This is what he was doing during the trial. This kind of went over about everybody's head though. He was in New York, didn't even stop by, didn't even go by MCP to pray with the diddler. Nothing. This is what he was doing. Now, yesterday, In the midst of all of this hoopla, this what he got going on. Now he's making pitches to get a casino. In the shambles that his life is in, how can he possibly have time to think about it? You got children, neglected children. You ain't got time to give a little DNA to get that cleared up. But you sitting there in New York, huh? Hmm? You sitting there in New York trying to get a casino? Hmm? You know what? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at that article. How about that? Let's take a look at that article. Hmm. My God. You know, the things that people will do for money, for the love of money. People will steal from their brothers for the love of money. People will rob their own mothers. Money, money,
Hey,
money, 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 money. Just enough. And it's never enough for the jigger man. I tell you that. I
mm,
tell you that. Hmm. Exactly. When I was talking about the similarities in the movie Kiss the Girl, two predators competing and collaborating, each other's closest and dearest friends, knowing all each other's deepest, darkest series. And when the one got caught, it was the other one's job to cover up for the both of them. So they both ain't had to go down. See,
mm.
I tried to tell y'all that. And you know what I said? What if I'm Ashley Judd? What if I'm the Vic that got away, that came back to help because I knew just enough and remembered just enough? Yeah, good memory, Alina. Gold star for you. For you, for real. In the words of Natanya Robin, gold star. Not that this is a class. I'm not trying to teach anybody. I ain't really trying to school anybody. I wouldn't even say that I'm trying to educate you. I'm just trying to put y'all on. Because the truth is, all of this information is right here in front of your faces. Anybody can find it, anybody can see it. It's all right there. Question is why does nobody ever see it? Hmm. The way things are looking for Jay-Z, he'll have a bankrupt casino. Well, see, maybe that has something to do with all of these loans that he needs and all of the refining and all the refinancing that he's doing on his $1 million homes. I'm telling you, I have never heard of any billionaire who needed to borrow and get loans.
Well, let me tell you something.
I've never
You,
heard
you,
of
you're not gonna
billionaires with no
you,
liquidity.
you're not
And
gonna be a
welcome,
bill,
Sharice.
you're not gonna be a billionaire dealing with entertainment. That's so fickle. But I'm ready to go in and talk about all these shell companies, these Rock Nation shell companies. I think people are
Okay, well,
missing.
oh
Now we
yeah,
ain't got to
oh
do it right
yeah.
now. We ain't
No,
got
no,
to do
no,
it
no,
right
no, no,
now.
no, 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 no. I'm hoping that you'll be willing to touch up on it a little bit. And
No,
thank you, Suze. Thank you,
I,
Suze.
there's so many.
Oh
That's why,
wow.
like
Oh
this
wow.
Diddy stuff.
Suze came in to talk smack.
Oh, what she say?
I don't know. There's somebody with the set in the West Dock timing people out.
What?
Is that you?
What are you talking about?
No, literally. I'm sitting here looking in the chat. Suze came in. Suze actually
Oh, that must
why
have been
was
an
the
accident. Hold on.
why was the message it says message deleted set in the West Dock?
Oh, that must have been an accident. Hold on one second.
Did you do that?
No, that was an accident.
Okay, because Suze came in and dropped a 1999 super chat. Just that's wild.
This is
Was
a
that
danger.
you?
Now I put the thing in my pocket. Hold on. Suits was timed out. Yeah, that was an accident. Sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen what the comment was.
Give me one second. Let's bring it back. It said Yvonne was timed out too. So
Huh.
there's something going on in my pocket. Okay, my bad, y'all.
No, I
Why is it?
mean we no, we have to ask because we've had imposters come through before with their own
Okay,
wrenches,
what it
doing all
said was
kinds of craziness before.
take a closer look. Willful blindness.
Yes. And apologies for
Yeah,
that
that
mistake.
was my bad. My bad, y'all.
Okay, no, no, listen to me. We all got PTSD. We got YouTube PTSD. Y'all, if I could show you the video and the images that I clipped when we got impeded upon, where they actually cloned Setting the West account, they cloned the wrench. The only reason we knew it wasn't him was because when they came into my StreamYard, they weren't able to shut down the live and they had to wait for me to let them up. But they were able to type in the back chat. Like YouTube do a whole lot of crazy stuff, but that's okay because I recorded it for posterity and I have the evidence for
Oh
all of
yeah,
it.
and we're gonna use that. We gotta use that. Yeah. Again, my bad. That was my
For
mistake. No, I put the
all
phone in
of
my
it.
pocket. So
And salute to all 1K people that we have in the room. And thank you for the 730 likes. Let's keep going. Let's keep liking. Let's get to 1K likes. Let's make sure that the algorithm gets shut all the way and shook all the way up so that they know we over here, so they can get over here. They said you way too relaxed in the grass. You running around acting a fool. Okay, so what does it says? It says that Jay-Z pitches Caesars Times Square project at first CAC hearing, July 23rd. This all happened yesterday. Caesars hopes the weight of the Brooklyn born celebrity can boost its chances of securing a New York license. Really? Really? Sean Carter, better known as rapper and entrepreneur Jay Z, has sold millions of records, performed at the world's most iconic venues, and married Beyonce. Mm. On Wednesday, though, the billionaire mogul hosted another milestone performance, looking far from flashy, dressed in a suit and stuffed in a nondescript meeting room. Hmm. Jay Z's Rock Nation company is partnering with SL Green and Caesars Entertainment for the Caesars Palace Times Square CPTS bid to obtain one of the three downstate New York casino licenses. Representatives were on hand for the project's first community advisory committee meeting. Jay Z appeared reserved and almost anxious as he spoke, a far cry from his famous Brooklyn braggadocio. I'm trying to reserve myself. It's a very good idea, Jay Z said quietly, searching for the right words. Very good alignment for us to fulfill a promise, to fulfill the promise of Times Square. He added that his proposal is not coming to compete with Broadway, as local actors, unions, and theaters have contended. Let's stop there. No, it hasn't been approved. And by the grace of God, I pray his will comes down and shakes these people's heads because it shouldn't be. Y'all didn't see where he's sitting? Look, that's him right there. right there in the middle of the room. And guess who's sitting right next to him? Desiree
Mm,
Perez.
mm.
Just like she was standing right behind him when he said it's time to stop bowing knees. Hmm, very interesting. Wouldn't you say? Yeah, he's doing the most. And he's probably sitting there looking anxious and talking humble because he's hoping it ain't nobody checking his credit and finding out about that refi on that home. Because one thing I can tell you about the casino business, his name and his accolades and who he's married to ain't gonna be enough to close that deal. They gonna have to bring some liquidity to the table. And considering they kept Rock Nation alive by getting all those PPP loans that they didn't have to pay back, they because y'all remember the video that Demore put out. Y'all remember the video that Demore and them shared before they was gagged. Rock Nation was on the verge of bankruptcy during the pandemic. She's a survivor. Yeah, you're a survivor. You're also a snitcher too. That's how you survived before. Through whoever you had to throw under the bus to save your own neck. That's what y'all people do. How is it supposed to be good for Manhattan? How is it supposed to be good for Broadway? Of course, they said there's only it's not going to be, a full casino. It's only going to have about 1,000 hotel rooms and 4 restaurants and just the gambling. And they're going to, push people out into Times Square, and they're going to make the whole neighborhood their partners. And they're going to make sure that they share everybody and everything that comes with you. You know what else comes along with casinos? Crime.
A lot of crime.
Lots of
Uh,
crime.
reading the report about
Lots of
Vegas
crime.
and how a lot of casinos brought a lot of crime to Vegas.
Yeah.
Um,
Just like in
as of
Atlantic
recent,
City. Just like in Atlantic City. Same thing. My aunt, God rest her soul, she sat on the community, the community advisory board in Atlantic City when Trump and them was trying to open up their casinos and go to the next level because there were very few casinos down in Atlantic City. But then when Trump and them came down, they wanted to do the Trump Plaza. They wanted, yeah, all of that. My aunt, she had been a business owner, a community leader there for many, many years. My father's older sister, Verle, my aunt Verle. And you want to know one of the greatest concerns that they had was that bringing more casinos and bringing all of that New York flash and pomp and circumstance was going to mess up the community and make the boardwalk unsafe. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. That's why typically when they're placing casinos in city areas, they want to do it in places where it's not going to mess with, neighborhoods, parks, schools, children, all that kind of thing. But see, the Broadway area, it's a high tourist area. Matter of fact, it's one of the biggest tourist spots in all of New York. Do you know what kind of victims having a casino and the kind of crime that casinos bring? Do you know what kind of victims it'll make? All of those showgirls coming out of them shows in the middle of the night after working hard, and then they got to walk past that casino where there's all kinds of people sitting there looking to stick them up and do God knows what. All of those green people coming and walking through, people setting up all of the high rollers. This is New York we're talking about. This ain't safe. By no means should New York be considering putting a casino in the middle of Times Square. There's already enough bad stuff that happens there already. But then you take that and you add the element of money. Think about all of those people who are going to be walking in and out of there, getting stuck up, getting ran down on, getting their pockets ran up on while they had a little bit too much to drink, coming out of the the here and the there, drinking too much of Sir or the Douce or whatever the case may be. It's a free fall. It's a free for all. This would be the stupidest thing that Manhattan could do. There's so many other places they could put their Caesars. It would be better down by Jones Beach, where they could have resorts. They the resorting, the water, all of that stuff. Why in God's name would you want to do something like that to a city you say you love? Hey, Francois, what does it say? Barbara here. So we unknowingly lied above an underground world for finance, release baby, control. Oh, honey, how how can we change things? Yeah, honey, I hear you. I hear you. And I'm telling you right now, for the love of money, for the love of money, the things that people will do. I'm gonna tell you how. First things first, we create awareness, and then we get loud. You know, you got all these content creators running around lying, talking about Ramier did this and Ramier got paid off, and Ramier did this and Ramier got paid off. But ain't none of them talking about this. Or has everyone forgotten what the Barclays Center did for Brooklyn, the borough that he's from, the borough that he's supposed to live in, set in the West? I don't know if you can, but would you like to chime in and maybe remind people about what that Barclays Center did to Brooklyn?
Oh,
The
no, no, I
Jigga
remember.
Man?
No, I remember when that whole thing was pushed, and he said, he's going to bring jobs to the community and this and that. He was
Mm-hmm.
brought on to have the team brought into to Brooklyn, and then essentially what they do, they cleared out the neighborhood. They basically gentrified that neighborhood for the Barclays Center,
Mm,
and it didn't benefit none of the original residents there like that. And I
not
think
at all.
he didn't even get break. He got broke. I think he got broke major. It's like you sold out the people for
He
that.
sold out
Crazy.
his own neighborhood, his own borough for less than $1 million. For less than a
That's
million
crazy.
dollars.
Crazy.
You know what? I can think of a few other things he sold out too. You know, a lot of people forget where all of this started.
Mm,
A lot of people forget about this. They forget.
mm,
They do. You know, like I put up in the thumbnail, we gonna connect all of the dots of the misinformation today. Yeah, it brought inflation,
mm,
took everything,
mm.
raised real estate up sky high, did all kinds of stuff. Hmm. Didn't help nobody, but you know, well, I would love for you to reach out to Jada Boxer, Jada the Boxer. She's exposing mm, in the boxing world. Oh, her and Clarissa used to be friends. I could see why they ain't friends no more. Clarissa, she Schluminati'd up. She all the way Schluminati. Got herself a first class Schluminati handler, the papusa. Hmm. Got a little hot pocket of foolishness. Sure enough. I could see that. Well, if you could send me some information or you could tell her to come my way. I'd love to speak to her. You know, we're working on the Demore Hadley story, and we're going to walk it through, and we're going to see it all the way through to the end. Justice for the Hadleys is very important, but you know, the trial is a year away from now, and We're looking to interview other people who are interested, to share their stories here with us, with our community. And thank you. Thank you for the likes. We got 840 likes. We got 880 people in the room. Please keep liking. Please share. And don't forget, become a member if you'd like to participate in the chat. We love when our people come and talk, but we keep this community protected by keeping it membership only. Let's go back to here. Let's go. Let's do this. Yes, yes. And the views expressed by me are covered by the First Amendment, and they are my opinion. And everything that I'm saying is for fair and critical use, for education, and shaming the devil, and wishing all of these demons back to the pit of hell from whence they came. Um, I'd love to see you get a what in Sin City. I don't know about all of that, but Tamiko Davis, welcome, welcome, welcome to Jag Nation. You're a member, darling. So, thank you, Auntie Leah. And you know what? Let me, for those who want to become a member, let me get over here and pin that in the chat. Let's get that pin. That's right. That's right. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over. No, it's not. Ramier is going to keep on fighting. And y'all can sit up there and stop lying to yourselves. All these liars just lying. Lying. Just lying. Okay, so I just pinned it in this chat. So for anybody who wants to become a member, all you have to do is just, hit that link. Thank you so much, Auntie Leah. She's one of our most faithful moderators, and she's just a wonderful part of this community. Make sure you get over to her channel too, Kicking It with Auntie Leah. She's been doing the hip hop as a graveyard series, in honor and just to help the efforts that me and Odell do. We have so much going on. It's hard to get to everything. So it's lovely that we have people in our community that pick up the mantle and share the word of everything that's going on. It says, what? Hey, Jaguar Licious, my love. I remember when the Barclay took away businesses out of downtown Brooklyn. My friend lost his restaurant due to that. Keep pushing, sis. Woo! Thank you for that true account. Appreciate you. Yeah. Man, I tell you, man, they went over there and they stepped into the backside. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. You know, people it was so funny because when they first started making the announcement that the Jigga Man was going for this whole thing, Charlemagne and them over there, Charlemagne the fraud and DJ Envy, I convince people to give their money to criminals so that they can look stupid while I sit on the radio and act like I don't know what happened. Them peoples, hmm yeah, yeah. The one who dressed his daughter up like a streetwalker at 8 years old and paraded her all over the place for Halloween, which is also a big sacrifice time of year for the Schluminati people. I don't know. Maybe that was your way of trying to get a little protection so you ain't got to go to federal prison for robbing all of those people that you convinced to invest in your very criminal friend. Yeah. I mean, shoot, we already know Charlemagne down for life, anything so he don't have to worry about having to answer for a minor. Oh boy, y'all people get worse and worse by the year. But no, they were sitting there and they were talking about, oh yeah, 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 this is great news. Oh man, yeah, Hove is bringing oh man, he's doing this for the people. He's going to bring a casino here. Oh man, this is going to be amazing. Like the Barclays Center, Charlemagne, hmm? Like the Barclays Center, and don't and before we end this live, I'm going to be talking to you about what y'all did over there with that model boy, that Tyson, that Tyson person. talking crazy on Wendy Williams. We're going to get to that. Or we're going to get to that. Because I'm really starting to just get sick and tired of the Breakfast Club. Y'all are starting to become more greasy and nasty and trifling in TMZ. And I don't even know how that could be possible. But I swear to God, I swear, the Willie Lynch nature of it all, for the love of Willie, for the love of Willie, y'all will do anything. Y'all some straight, like, you gonna sit there and you gonna let that little cake boy sit there online and talk crazy about how he's happy about what Wendy's going through. That's funny. That's funny. What was even funnier is what you had to say about Tretch. And we'll get back to that in a moment. Angela Yee left? Huh. She did. She did. She left. You want to know what would have been even better than her leaving? Her exposing the crap out of every last one of those frauds over there and putting them on blast so that they could be snatched off the radio like they should be. It's disgusting. Yeah, for the love of Willie Lynch. For the love of Willie. People will steal from that brother for the love of Willie. Hmm. People will lie for that Hoover. Money, 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 money. Yeah. Oh man, this is great what he's going to be doing for the community. Yeah. Look what he did for Brooklyn. Hmm. Y'all better be careful. Y'all better be. Ooh. I was looking both ways before you crossed my mind. Oh my goodness, G. But no, seriously. So let's get back onto this. Colin Kaepernick. Y'all know who he is, don't you? Y'all remember? This was a young black man, and the mother of his child, his life partner, she's in radio. They're both activists, social justice activists. Y'all remember? Y'all remember, right? He started kneeling because he wanted the NFL to care more about what was happening to black men. Police brutality. Y'all remember? Man, the stand that they took. Oh, he wasn't an activist? What makes you think that? What makes you think he wasn't an activist? Is it that he wasn't an activist, or is it that the media campaign that was pushed around his name to devalue his stand convinced you that he wasn't an activist? See, we don't believe you. You need more people. What was it the Set in the West said? History is a group of lies agreed upon. Not for you. I understand. And guess what? I kind of felt that way too until I started doing a little bit more research. And now that his woman, Nessa, is speaking again, ever since, people have been speaking up about all of the injustice coming from Rock Nation, we're finding out some other things. But you know what, though? I just find it interesting how easy it is for us to be convinced. Now, whatever kind of activist you think he was or wasn't, the knee, that taking the knee, it created the blackout. And that blackout was costing the NFL millions of dollars, black dollars. I knew plenty of wealthy black people that had boxes that were not going anymore. They weren't even showing up. Box paid for, they still weren't going. We had the NFL at a chokehold. And the Jigga Man was very much so on board. Oh, yeah. Or at least he pretended to be, right? Jermaine Dupri, he was offered that halftime show deal, the same deal that Rock Nation has now. He was. And guess who talked him out of it? The Jigga Man. Jigga Man said, no, we boycotting them. No, no. And then they offered him the deal. And he said, yes, yes. Now, just in case, and you know what? I'll shout him out. The Poetic Flacco guy. He actually was talking about this in one of his recent lives. But see, there's a guy who he referenced that I want to bring up because he said something very important recently regarding Colin Kaepernick and the blackout and the Jigga Man and Rock Nation. I haven't been into the NFL since the loss of, oh, yeah, yeah. But you know what? A lot of black people just started getting back into it when the Jigga Man took over and started telling everybody that would pass kneeling. I think the NFL need to get on both of their knees and pray to God because I don't think y'all are going to be able to keep supporting Rock Nation and the Jigga Man for much longer if you don't want for there to be another boycott. Because I think once people start to figure out what y'all actually did to trick the black dollar back into your pocket, I think people are going to get a little upset. Now, there's a guy, his name is Van Lathan. Okay. He co hosts a podcast called Higher Learning with a woman named Rachel Lindsay. And you know, the podcast focuses on, discusses, black culture, politics, sports, guest debates, whatever. Whoopty, 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 whoop. All right. Guess what? He has ties to TMZ. He used to work there. hmm And he just so happened to work there at the same time Colin Kaepernick was kneeling and asking for real social justice reform. hmm You want to know what's funny? After the Jigga Man got the deal, there was a phone call made to Harvey Levin asking TMZ from Rock Nation. Van couldn't state exactly who it was from Rock Nation that called Harvey, but they called Harvey. He was willing to acknowledge that it was Rock Nation. And they asked for Rock Nation asked TMZ to do media hit pieces on Colin Kaepernick, making him seem like, he wasn't what he said he was, trying to berate him, throwing him under the bus, Mhm. totally trying to devalue all of the energy that was put into and all of the awareness that he brought to this that made that blackout so potent and so effective. Yeah, Little Hands Harvey. Harvey Little Hands Leviathan. You know who it is. Yeah. It was Van who said that he advised Harvey that doing that wouldn't be smart because it would make them look, it could look racially charged. It could blow back on TMZ. very bad. So instead, they came up with another plan. And that plan was to frame the Jigga Man as the savior of blacks in the NFL and to make it seem like he was about to become an owner of a team. I remember when that story hit. Everybody was so excited. Oh my God, Jay-Z is going to be a team owner. Oh my goodness, he's going to be able to give people like Colin Kaepernick a job. And he's going to be able to give black this and black that. And he's going to be able to do this and he's going to be able to do that. Put a one in the chat if it's been 6 years now. 2019 was when they took over halftime and started getting involved with the NFL. It's been 6 years. Is the Jigga Man an NFL owner at all in any way? Put a one in the chat if he's an owner in any way. Put a two in the chat if he's just an employee. Put a one in the chat if he's a team owner. Put a two in the chat if he's just an employee for the NFL. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. So TMZ running with that story, making it seem like there was some real, traction around the idea of Jay-Z possibly he's got the inside track. He's gonna become one of the first black NFL team owners, and he is going to be able to support black players, and he's going to be able to give, they can boycott Colin Kaepernick. Oh, he can give him a job. Meanwhile, while TMZ is making him seem like he's this great savior, all of the rest of the media outlets and places like the Breakfast Club was sitting there throwing Colin Kaepernick under the bus.
Hmm.
See, that's why nobody wants to acknowledge him for the activism that he did, because they were able to get large groups of different media outlets to sit there and say, oh, he really didn't care. It really wasn't about this. Oh, he really wanted to retire. Oh, they gave him money. It was all about the money. It was the this. It was the that. It was the woo, boo, 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 the woo, boo, boo, the woo, boo, boo, the woo, boo, boo, woo, boo, boo.
I mean, they even ran with the whole thing because he was half white. Like,
Yeah,
I remember that. They were running with
yeah,
that. Like,
yeah, yeah.
discredit him for that.
Plenty of content creators saying that he couldn't take a real stand for black people because he wasn't a real black man himself. He was half white. Like it's
Yeah, it's pathetic.
I remember when people started sitting there making fun of his afro, talking about he was black facing with that afro. Yeah. Rock Nation spent a lot of time. But it's so interesting though, because see, Van Lathan was able to give Harvey that good old black tax advice. And so this way, it wouldn't look like TMZ was caping for the Jigga Man and Rock Nation. They were just giving really great information that was great for the black people and great for the this and great for the that. Like this casino was supposed to be, like the Barclays Center was supposed to be, like all of the other businesses that was supposed to be, that never did nothing for nobody unless it was allegedly laundering money and covering up crimes, allegedly. Fair use, indeed. Educational and critical. My First Amendment right. And I ain't lying about a damn thing. Let's really think about that. And this isn't the first time we've heard about Rock Nation using TMZ to you know, to do their dirty work in the backdrop, work a narrative for them. For any of you who have seen, are you fighting and slaying dragons again?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I hear something coming through. But but let's you had a professor at Penn State that wore an afro in 1991, people was laughing, not me. Yeah, yeah, people make fun of our culture all the time, especially those of us who really try to uphold it. It's so fleeting
I had
these
a
days.
I had an afro in 1989. No cap.
I can see that.
I was in the fifth grade.
But no, seriously though, it's let's just be clear. Anyone who's seen Defending Your Freedom, the Demore Hadley story, here on the Jaguar Wright Effect, episode 4, it was when we got into her testimony about the TMZ employee that actually contacted her husband, Javon Hadley's DA, putting all kinds of pressure, wanting to be in the courtroom for something that isn't a paparazzi or a pop culture matter at all.
A woman by the name of Delgado. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Ms.
him.
Delgado. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Delgado over at TMZ. It's
Mm-mm.
funny. It's funny. We keep running into these stories. I, mm, I hate it when they make it so just obvious. So Rock Nation has a line straight into the head of TMZ where they can control and manipulate media stories on their behalf to work in their interest or against someone else's.
I had a line to TMZ. I forgot how I got his number, but I called dude. Remember, you got on the phone. He hung up.
Yeah, yeah. After they did a fake story about me,
Right.
after they issued fake stuff about me. Oh, by the way, it was when they did the fake AI video trying to line me up saying that Mr. Carter did something that he never did to me and I had to correct it and whoop de woo and Storm Drizzle Monroe is now back on YouTube trying to pretend like he never did that at all last summer. Your TMZ ran with that story, remember? Just like they ran with that fake lawsuit. And we're going to get to that in a little bit. Hey, Michael, what's going on? He says, hey, family, remember to hit those likes. Not a problem. We see you. We see you. Thank you, darling. As always, thank you for supporting. We have some awesome moderators that come through. They're always here encouraging people to remember to keep supporting. TMZ does sound like the CIA, don't they? They, they,
Mm.
they sound like they real government orientated. Like what is the difference at this point? They following around people that's about to die in swimming accidents. They bumping into witnesses that didn't show up to testify at the Didless trial that nobody has seen that people were saying had been unalived, and all of a sudden she's finding a new BMW. Like they seem to have a lot going on, consorting with YouTubers all through the Didless trial, coordinating storylines with YouTubers who y'all call your favorites, who you see here all the time. Armand Wiggins sitting there at the dinner with the black girl from TMZ. And sweetheart, I still have everything that you said.
Well, maybe we can put that all on the Jaguar Wright show. How about that?
I still have everything you said. And you know what? If you don't want
Maybe we should
something
put
on the
that.
record, if you don't want something on the record, sweetheart, you should just not say it out loud. I never understood black people that feel comfortable with working for traders and lineup people like Harvey Leviathan, like Harvey Little Hands. Like really? How many times and how many ways? You got these YouTubers, you sitting up there, that's what y'all doing over there at TMZ. Y'all gassing these YouTubers up, trying to make them believe that they gonna be one of y'all one day. Or do you just have them following witnesses? I mean, jurors home allegedly on the train, having conversations with them on the way. You know, making sure they understand that the dealer need to get off allegedly. Y'all better hope I don't never start drinking again. I might have me one too many and start dropping the names of all of the people that I allegedly believe was sitting there following witnesses around in New York during that trial. Y'all better hope I stay completely sober because, boy, man, one or two. Shoot, I could probably have two old fashions right now and just blow everything that y'all had going on right out the water. Or maybe I'll just keep that to myself and see which one of you squirm first. I can feel a couple of you itching right now. I can feel a couple of you grabbing for some mirrors and rolled up dollar bills right now. Y'all gonna stop playing with me. See, I know better. It's the public that has been fooled so egregiously. Oh yeah, we still telling. We telling at the right time. Hmm. Honey, I can't even begin. But back to Mr. Kaepernick. It's funny how somebody who was working so hard to bring his people together and unify his people, to get them to fight against police brutality. Thank you, Big A. To fight against police brutality. It makes me wonder, is anybody even drawing the line? This gentleman,
Mm, mm.
the very thing that Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for is exactly what just happened to this young man, what, this week?
Mhm. Yep.
You want to know who ain't said nothing about it? Rock Nation or anyone from the Rock Nation and all of their social justice advocacy and the wooty woo and the ba 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 da da ba 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 da 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 ba da da ba ba ba. They supposed to be so big on social justice and advocacy. I'm sorry, because the very thing that Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for is exactly what happened to this man. And you don't see Rock Nation saying nothing. You don't see the NFL saying nothing. Are y'all saying this? This man, 6, 7, 8 years ago, was kneeling to stop things like this that happened to this. Are y'all are y'all getting it yet? He was kneeling 7, 8 years ago and was forced to stop kneeling 6 years ago so the Jigga Man could come in and do absolutely nothing but bring y'all a bunch of star-studded freak off, alleged freak off attendees. And trick you into giving the NFL back the money while they sitting there playing social justice advocate, and the very thing that young man was kneeling for. Here we go. Here we go. Say his name. Now I'm sure Ben Crump is gonna get him a ton of money, but we need more than a ton of money. We need change. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Davis, you had to change your name. Oh, okay, good, sweet. We understand you not about. I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to think about that. Colin was kneeling to stop this, and it's still happening. And the person that they got rid of him for, who was supposed to be making a change, is sitting in New York worried about this. Do you know how powerful it would have been for these Rock Nation people to go fly down to Florida? Hmm? Hmm?
Hmm. Hmm.
If they had said, you know what, this casino isn't that important. We need to get behind the objectives and the agendas that we said that we stood for, that we believed in. We going down to Florida. We want all of the officers, not one of the officers, all of the officers fired now. This is where they were. See, they was in New York worried about get money while this young man was sitting in his car getting his ass kicked for asking a realistic question and being and being just just assaulted on camera. And all of those years ago, this man, this was the gesture that he took. And then the Jigga man say, "We past kneeling. We trying
We
to
passed
we
that,
trying we past kneeling. Let's get this bread. Yo,
but
Mary,
we
Mary J, yo, get them boots. Get on your high boots and put on your onesie
some of that cheap perfume. It smells
that never
like
smelled
booze.
yeah, that never smelled good on you. Yeah, yeah, Black Rock. Isn't it funny that everybody that Rock Nation work with and get money with are totally against the black cause? The Louis Vuitton Corporation, I don't ever remember them doing anything kind for any of us or caring about any of us. Cardi B worried
Hell, the
about
name
running around. Cardi B running around worried about promoting Balenciaga. We already know what Balenciaga's all about. But see, these are all Rock Nation affiliated people. What about him? Hmm? What about him? Hmm? What about this young man? What do we really care about? You know, it's funny. When I look at him, I think about Javon Hadley. These are
yeah,
two
they about the
young
same
black
age.
men. These are two young black men around the same age in Florida
Hmm. Hmm. They got hemmed up by the. Mm-mm-mm.
that got hemmed
Mm.
up by a very, just very, very duplicitous, very nefarious, very corrupt police officers and had their lives turned around. I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to think about the fact that Javon Hadley was introduced to us on YouTube in let's see which manner. Which manner was he introduced? Oh yeah, yeah. In this manner. In this manner. As an abuser. That's how he was introduced to us on YouTube. As an abuser. That's how he was introduced to us. As someone that she had to oh yeah, they put it on, didn't they? They laid it on thick. And this was done to him. All of this was orchestrated to make him look like something that he wasn't. Hmm. While Tory Lanez was sitting in jail, a sitting duck, getting poked up 14 times out of nowhere. He was sitting there worried about how to get a casino.
And don't think that it's for the community. Shout out to the sister who dropped that piece, CJ the academic on Instagram. Y'all really got to check that out. She basically was just saying they reached out to her,
Yeah,
Rock Nation, your organization.
yeah,
She's grassroots. She really has something called raising consciousness, and they
yeah,
wanted to basically co-opt
yeah,
what she was already pretty much on,
yeah. They
so
they
they
wanted
could
they
have
wanted to
the
swagger
appearance.
jack her. Yeah, they want to swagger jack
Yeah,
her. They want to
just
use
have
her
that
very real
appearance.
cause. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
She running around with that light skinned nitwit while he's trying to class her up by taking her golfing. I don't know which one of these celebrity fake relationships make me more sick or make either one of these men look more straight. The simple fact that Clay and Tori once upon a time used to be cool, and they doing this, he looks so goofy. He looks so goofy picking out her clothes for her because she don't know how to dress like anything but a whore. And you think that makes him a good guy? What it makes him is a stylist. Most men that I know that are stylists for women like her are gay. Hmm. Interesting. Hey, welcome in, Ms. Ed. This is Rock Nation. This is what Rock Nation gives us. She called them out for everything they were, that young woman. What's her name? What's the name of her company again? So everybody can check it out.
Raising consciousness.
Yeah,
You're
raising consciousness. And they was trying to end hers.
trying to lower it.
Yeah. Oh no, they would just end it. Look at what they did. Look at what they did with Kaepernick. Look at what they did. Meanwhile, they're more interested in setting up family members, trying to make black men look crazy, having black men thrown in jail for doing nothing to people who sit online with Gail and lie about it. Meanwhile, you got good people here that was literally sitting here, an entire campaign, a negative campaign to try to devalue what they were trying to get done. And guess what? 7 years later, ain't nothing changed. 7 years later, ain't nothing changed. Nothing. Dirty cops are still beating on black men. Dirty cops are still putting fake cases on black men. And we got CEOs of Rock Nation coordinating some of these efforts. What is this?
Um,
What is
they just
this?
they just arrested everybody. They in Florida. Chuck E.
Uh,
Cheese got arrested for credit card fraud. Y'all wouldn't believe this. They
I
say
would. It's in Tallahassee. It goes
right,
down in
a Chuck E. Cheese
Tallahassee.
a Chuck E. Cheese mascot
I'm done. I
has been
can't.
arrested while on the job. That is crazy. I remember there was a dude that worked at our school at it was a Chuck E. Cheese. Well, we called it the Compton Chuck E. Cheese, but it was in Redondo Beach. But yeah, this fool he was about to get beat up, like, or he's fighting some people. Anyway, Chuck E. Cheese be tripping.
Listen to me. I used to play with the Chuck E. Cheese band before they made it to the Jimmy Fallon Fallon something show. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. The pizza, that was the only decent thing there. It's always just
Wow,
the pizza. Yeah, sure did. Sure
that's
did.
hilarious.
Oh, sure did. I'm trying to tell you. It's yeah, it's funny. They arresting rats. So
Ah,
let's hope it
ah,
catches on.
ah.
Maybe we can get that to trend. Rat traps. So long and short of it, we connecting all of the misinformation dots today. We connecting all of it. But when I seen the video of this young man here, it's Mr. Williams, is it? Is it Mr. Williams?
No, yeah, his name is William McNeil, right?
Mr. William McNeil. And I'm gonna call him Mr. because he a grown ass man. I'm probably old enough to be his mama, but he's still a grown ass man. And to see how when I saw them bust through the window, I was expecting them to get the car door open. I was expecting everything that happened when they put their hands on. But when I seen the officer sucker punch him, and he ate that, and he still sat there in peace. William McNeil, Mr. William McNeil Jr. He didn't resist. He just asked a
Who
question.
said who said he resists?
I didn't say anybody did. I'm saying he didn't.
Oh,
He didn't resist. Not at all. There was nothing in his actions from his camera to their body cam footage that warranted the way he was treated, slammed him down so hard on the ground that his teeth cut through his lips. He's a college student. And all he did was ask the relevant question: why am I being pulled over for, for headlights in the daytime when I don't even need them? That's a relevant question to ask. God made sure he turned that camera on. God made sure of it. And I'm sure those officers wish it didn't happen, but at the end of the day, with with social justice initiatives like Rock Nations running around here, they really don't got much to worry about. They're gonna pay him some money. They're gonna sit those boys down for a little bit. And then they're gonna let him back off the chain, and they probably gonna do this again. And the next guy probably won't have his camera on. You see how this works? It's like catch and release for demons. And meanwhile, all they care about is this. You gotta refinance your homes, but you're a billionaire. You wanna sue lawyers who represented clients that were allegedly telling the truth, and they must have been saying something real because they threw out your defamation and extortion lawsuit against that young woman from Alabama who's autistic, who lined you up for a crime with the diddler at the time that you most definitely did not want to be named in nobody's RICO case. Are y'all not seeing it? Everything that's been done, every countersuit, every lawsuit, every filing, every motion, everything is to stall so that he can keep his image close enough to clean, or at least with a good way to try to explain something away. Oh, that's in court and it's going nowhere. Oh, no, it's in court. Oh, that's a lie. It's in court. Oh, no, we appealed it. Oh, no, we countersued. Oh, no, we did all of this. That's what you're saying? I'm going to tell you something right now. I declare it in the name of Yeshua. I declare it in the name of the true Jehovah. Pray you lose this deal. I pray Rock Nation is embarrassed. And I pray that all those white people that have been using y'all to line up people of color so that they can keep raping them for their dollar, I hope they all turn their backs on you. I said it at the top of the year, and I meant it when I said it. I guess everybody's forgetting when I did that live, and I was like, "Ooh, Jigga Man gonna have some problems this year because you're used to hearing your creditors is gonna be saying no, 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 no. When you used to yes, 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 they gonna say no, 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 no." You've been hearing it all year, haven't you? I don't understand. Why do people always want to just doubt the power of God when you call him in and you say what it is? When you call him in and you ask him, when you call him in, when does God step in? When you call him. These people are beyond corrupt. The things that they're doing are beyond sick. Everybody in Hollywood and everybody in the industry sat around pretending like they didn't know anything. Everybody was quiet. Everybody was this. Everybody was that. Meanwhile, you got a bunch of weirdos like Courtney Burgess and Lamisha Fuller and Adria English and Chris Todd running around talking all kinds of crazy on all of their names, putting all kinds of weird stuff on their name. And it was okay, right? Because everyone was told to fall back. Let the diddler make it through this. We all gonna be quiet. We gonna keep our mouths shut, and we gonna let all of this get swept under the rug. Rock Nation got it. Rock Nation got it. Allegedly, that's what happened, right? Because every last one of those people that told all of these weird stories about these people like Jennifer Lopez and so on and such, and whoopty whoopty woo and yada yada yada, like all of these people, all of these people are so crazy. All of these people shut people down, go after people's accounts, go after people's pocket, go after people's dollar, go after, and none of them did nothing. None of them did nothing. Courtney Burgess said himself he saw J Lo on some of the so-called recall tapes that he said he got from Kim Porter. He said he saw Justin Bieber. He said he saw Usher. He even said he saw me. Hmm. He even said he saw me. Hmm. And now they want to talk about the $50 million lawsuit that the diddler put on them before the trial even started, and everybody's trying to act like this is new news. He sued Paddington and Courtney Booger back in what, April, May? No, April, March, April, like not long after Angie passed away. Not long after I was named in that lawsuit by another Diddy victim whose case totally got screwed over the second that they put me in it because there was no way that I could have done anything that they said that I did on March 23rd, 2018. I'm going to be talking about that a little further on the Jaguar, right? What is it? We doing an uncensored podcast?
Yeah, that we are.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that in detail, especially now that everybody wants to talk about it, especially now that Ariel Mitchell is running around sitting there acting like, this is going to be thrown out. This is going to be thrown out. Why? Why should it be thrown out? You're being sued for defamation and slander, and I am proof that it's true. And I'm going to be explaining why on my podcast. You can listen to it. See, that's the problem when you run around lying. That's the problem when you run around playing legally blonde with a bad wig or weave and a skin lightening job. That's the problem, see. But like your college buddy said, J. Cole, there's no role models here. No role models. It's just wild to me. It's wild to me. How do you people sleep at night? I guess you really think I think y'all think it's just business as usual. Y'all gonna get away this time, right? Y'all just gonna get away. You won't get away with everything. You just gonna give it away, give it away, give it away now. Y'all just gonna keep getting away, getting away, getting away now. That's what y'all gonna do. Hmm? Just like everybody thought Diddy was gonna be home for 4th of July, right? Y'all not paying attention. Things are not happening the way people are used to them happening these days. What rock song was that? Oh, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, that was the jam. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. We getting away, we getting away, we getting away now. Not this time. No, not this time. I don't think it's going to work. See, put me in that lawsuit was a stupid thing because the one thing that you did do was prove exactly what you're being called out for. And I'll explain more. We're going to get into the details. Oh boy. What's this? What's this all about?
I'm gonna talk about it on on Wolf tickets. That's what I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do.
I haven't read it. And unless you, hey, Liza looking for
I'm
answers.
gonna talk about
Welcome.
it.
Welcome to
So it's
Jag
nothing.
Nation.
And so yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that on Wolf tickets. And then I just want to say rest in peace to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan.
You know, there's so many there's so many
I know
strange
that's not
things that
Hulk
happened
Hogan.
this week. There's so many strange things that happened this week. You want to know something that Miss Lowdown mentioned about when Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away? I had totally forgotten. That was down there where Eligio Bishop had those kids doing all of that weird stuff he
Oh,
was doing with them. I forgot about
uh,
that. When they were on Bigo, part of the reason why he had them there because the laws were very lax, because they turned their head to all kinds of things and they encouraged a lot of ritualistic and satanic practices there. That's why he wanted to have the carbonation cult there because he was able to operate with impunity and know that not only were they not going to do anything, he was going to be protected. He did some of his worst stuff there in Costa Rica. I keep forgetting about all of that. I'm just curious whose idea was it for him to take a family vacation there? Because it's hella interesting. I want to thank everybody. Can we get 8 more likes before we go? Because we're about to wrap up. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing that, Auntie Leah. I don't know why that's happening. I don't know why YouTube feels as though they need to put everybody that we have here on Front Street. It's our podcast name. They don't have to take it so literal. Um, but YouTube is YouTube. What I will say is this to all of you YouTubers who like doing disinformation, to all of you YouTubers who like spreading lies and trying to pretend like this construct isn't as compromised as it actually is. Please know that for those of us who have actually been affected, for those of us who have actually been victims of this app, of this this very, very, very compromised space, it's offensive. It really is offensive. Every time you try to sit there and pretend like y'all don't know what's going on, you spitting in our faces. And there have been a good few of us. There was I got a message from someone who's been a supporter, and she left a message in the chat, and she just simply said, Jag has been through a lot, and all we did was sit back and watch. They watched my family be scattered to the wind. They watched all of my possessions stolen. They watched fake charges be put on me. They watched me being swatted. They watched. And then they disappeared the evidence and got rid of it all and pretended like none of it ever happened. It did. And BJ, I'm not trying to make an example out of you, but I want you to understand when you sit there and you cap and you start caping for YouTube and talking about how YouTube is a victim and all of this stuff that Rock Nation has been doing, I just want you to know you're personally offending me because that's a lie. And I know better. And for all of the investigating that you do on injustices against people, maybe you should spend a little more time getting to know my story. And maybe that'll help you understand why I took on Demore's story in the first place. Because all of the things that happened to her, they happened to me here on YouTube. The same tactics, the same methods employed on my life here on YouTube. You sitting there pretending like YouTube is innocent because you don't want to miss your income? That's offensive to me because I'm a victim of YouTube. I know exactly what they do. I know exactly what they've done. I know exactly what they're still doing now. You can have whatever opinion you want to have, but understand this, I have every right to have an opinion about it. If you honestly think that the people that run this construct that we can all prove are friends with Rock Nation didn't know exactly what they were allowing to happen, if you actually believe that, then I feel sorry for you. And if you feel that way, I mean, that's cool or whatever. Just just don't think that the rest of us don't have the right to speak up about it being absolute bullshit. So offensive to me. All of the crimes committed against me, everything that happened to my life, everything that they use these YouTubers to do, the way they stalked me, the way they harassed me, the way they harassed my family, my loved ones, my children, my deceased son, they allowed all of that to happen. And they X'd my channels one after another after another. I sat online collecting the evidence. I sat online filming it, going through that, gathering all of that up so that I could prove to the public exactly what was happening here. For you to say what you said about them being innocent bystanders, them not knowing, and this is terrible for them, shame on you. Shame on you if you believe it. I appreciate that there's a bunch of us here that are working together to get Demore's story out there. And I am grateful for everybody who does. And I will ask everybody to share anybody's content, all hashtags, surviving, all of it, everything, everything. Justice for the Hadleys, justice for the Demore, all of it. Surviving Rock Nation, all of it. Rock Nation downfall, all of it. I will support every last one of them. And I will continue to do so. And I hope that you encourage people. I hope that you ask people to share my content the way that I ask people to share and watch yours. But please don't play in my face because I was very offended when I saw that. But I'm happy that you got everything back. And I'm happy that everybody got their channels back because the truth is that happens a lot. And a lot of people don't get their channels back. I got 7 channels worth of evidence of all of the crimes that have been committed against me by YouTube and YouTubers. You showing us a car?
Hmm.
No more park. Doing it in the park. Doing it at the dark. Oh yeah, the freak part. Oh yeah, the freak part. I'm sorry. Anyway, my point is, let's stop pretending. Let's stop lying. Let's just stop. It's exhausting. I don't know how you people ain't exhausted by it. Trying to remember all of those lies, keep up with all of those lies, or is it just the YouTube business as usual? We'll just erase the channels and we'll lock down the algorithms and we'll turn it off to make sure that nobody gets to see the truth. And then y'all can just go back to being liars every day. Yeah, yeah. Let that sink in. All of those, all of these court filings, all of these motions. Not because he's trying to protect the NFL gig. That ain't no money. This, a casino, that's forever money.
Hmm.
And allegedly forever money laundering.
Mm.
You with a casino, you could launder every demonic dollar you can collect. Allegedly.
Yep.
This ain't about protecting the NFL. This has all been about protecting this deal. Because the truth is, I don't think the NFL want no black owner anyway. But they ain't
They
had
would
no
have been.
problem. Yeah, they would have been had one. Understand this. It was back in 2019 when they got this deal that Harvey Little Hands Leviathan put out that fake story. Thank you for letting us know the truth about that, Van Lathan. Thank you for giving us that information. If they was going to make him an owner after all of this, they would have been put him in by now. They're not interested in making him no owner of no NFL team. Ain't no black man a owner of an NFL team now or ever. They wasn't trying to protect the NFL. They was trying to protect this deal. I know they won't even allow Trump to buy a team. No, that good old boy network, that's made of something different.
Yes. Yeah.
That's made of something
Yeah.
different. No, but they used him though. They used him to find a way to snake the black dollar back into the loyalty to the NFL though. They did a good job. And then Rock Nation took all of their information. Rock Nation took all of that stuff that they used to shut down the initiative while they were pretending to actually care. Meanwhile, huh, all of that so-called activism, all of that so-called stuff, and we still got stuff like this going on.
Yeah.
We still got stuff like this going on. No, but you don't hear nobody from Rock Nation talking about that. All they talk about they don't what they wasn't they don't dance no more. They don't dance no more. All they do is this. All they do is this. They're not interested in saving anyone. They're not interested in making a better future for our people for tomorrow. They want a casino. They want Casina. That's what they want. Like they were so gung ho about it. They even did a PowerPoint, just like they did a PowerPoint breakup between him and the diddler. They probably made these at the same time. If they actually gave a damn about anything, they would have showed up in Florida in full force. Rock Nation would have showed up in full force. They would have brought the artists down there. They would have demanded immediate justice. They would have demanded immediate, like they would have used it to do something. They don't care. They don't care. And for all of y'all who went running around here lying, saying that this young man got paid off, that this young man did this and that this young man did that, just like y'all did to me. Just like y'all did to me. See, I know how this works. Shoot, we called in to the Fallen Star report to let him know that everything he was saying was a lying cat, and he want to sit there and argue with Odell, and then next thing you know, he want to sit there and strike his channel because we blew his spot up. Because we ain't let him get his lie off long enough for the rest of the YouTubers to go running around about it. Oh, and also I'm gonna be looking even deeper into this Dr. Umar thing because now after everything that I'm seeing, I have no doubt in my mind he's being targeted. I just don't
You know what else?
understand why.
You know what
I
else is
just don't
being targeted?
understand why. What who?
Glorilla.
How?
I know. Maybe not. Yeah. Well, she just got. They said her house. There was a home invasion, and then
Hmm. She got
the
swatted.
police came. Well, I don't know what happened. I'm gonna look into it, but
Maybe
it
it was
looks like
Angela.
somebody.
Maybe it was Angela Simmons allegedly because she's still pissed off about Yo Gotti.
Oh, damn, she got wow. Well, I mean, she's up under that whole Rock Nation thing too. So
Yeah,
I'm just saying they're all out there. They're food for everybody.
yeah.
So,
You know, that's when you dance, when you decide to dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, you don't get to decide the tempo of the music you're forced to dance to. You just better keep up. I don't know. Maybe it's karmic justice for her getting that gospel best gospel artist award at the BET ceremony, making fun of God and everything holy. I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it. Because the truth is when they gave her that, and you seen that surprised look on her face, she should have gave it back. You don't believe in none of that stuff, especially not with all of that 666 and all of that devil stuff that you got in your tattoos on your legs with your little triangle on it and all of that, and your Shluminati uh praise,
did you
like
hear about Diddy
Shluminati
getting
praise and
sued?
worship, huh?
Diddy getting Diddy's getting sued by Roblox? What's going on here?
Mm. You know, Roblox, that's that site where all of those
The
PDFers
kid, yeah.
run around chasing after kids. Why would Roblox be suing the diddler?
No, somebody is suing. I'm gonna look into it. This looks weird.
Mm,
They're suing Diddy along with the Wynn Resorts in Nevada. And let
mm.
me look into it. Why? Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna
it's
have to look
weird.
into it. If it got anything to do with Roblox, it definitely got a lot to do with PDFers and yeah, yeah, the lawsuits is going it's gonna continue to be little fires everywhere. I already told y'all. And the more you see, the bigger the cover up. Y'all remember that. The bigger the cover up. I wonder how all of y'all YouTubers that ran around talking about Ramier got paid off and Ramier did this and Ramier did that. Now that his statement is out there and he's saying, no, that's not what it is. He's still fighting. There's a, like, I wonder how many of y'all are going to do a retraction and apologize.
Not a lot.
I wonder how many of y'all are going to take that video down and put up a real, like a real um, apology, a retraction. I got bad information. Bad information was passed to me, and I said something. This is not true. This is not real. That young man is still fighting his fight. He has a court hearing, and we'll be praying for him, encouraging everyone on our platforms to pray for his safety and a positive outcome to this very long battle he's been fighting for quite some time. Like, that would be nice to hear people say. Probably not going to happen, though. No, you want that negative thumbnail up there so you can keep making that coin. It's pathetic. You're all pathetic. But I tell you what, it's nice to know exactly how much action my blue couch interviews still get. Because I swear to God, every time I sit over there and every time I run it down and every time I tell y'all what it's hitting for, 500,000 views later, every last one of y'all is running, trying to find a way to do counterintelligence, counter information, do this, do that, do that, do this, do that, do that, do this, do this. What y'all think he gonna give y'all jobs and make y'all executives at that casino? I think not. Ask the people down there in Brooklyn how that worked out for them. He might hire DJ Envy and Charlemagne the Fraud. They could be greeters at the baby oil suite. Or maybe just the comic relief. So yeah, we got pods to do. We got a bunch of stuff to do. But I want to thank everybody for coming. Hey, it's been great. We haven't been here like this in a minute. We're 1,000 strong in the room. Thank you for the 1,200 likes. Thank you for all the contributions to the channels. Um, yeah, definitely not. And definitely he wants to be the only one in power. That's funny because with all of that power that he's been amassing, it hasn't been doing well for his credit because he keeps getting denied loans. Imagine that. A deadbeat dad and a broke ass billionaire that can't get no line of credit. That's wild. That's wild. Allegedly. Oh, Brendan, welcome to Jag Nation. We got you here twice. Well, welcome. Welcome,
Mm.
welcome to Jag Nation. And to all of our people, thank you, Kiki Eyes. With a deadbeat credit score, allegedly. Thank you, Kat. Auntie Leah, thank you so much. Guys, don't forget the welcome back party over at the original set in the West. I'm not sure when that's gonna be happening, but please keep your notifications on. Make sure you
Well, I guess we'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it
okay.
at Chuck E. Cheese.
At Chuck E. Cheese.
Nah, yeah, maybe we'll do it
Thank you, lady.
tomorrow.
Thank you, lady. Classic. Thank you, Pat Blair. What's going on here? What happened? What happened? Oh, got it. Um, yeah, no, is there anything else? I mean, I gotta say it like Ramier said it, man. Don't believe the hype. Like for real, don't believe the hype. You got any
But
last words for today?
um, no, I mean, I don't know why this damn thing keep cutting me off. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
y'all know what it is. I'm still gonna be doing what I'm doing on my channels. And yeah, shout out to Rick Rock, Compton Rick Rock. I was listening to some of his stuff about the no jumper thing. I'm about to go in on that. What I was telling you, remember, I said people are getting
Mm,
content from me because I know some stuff behind the scenes, but I got to be careful how I put stuff out.
yeah,
We
yeah,
about to but we about to expose a lot of crap because a lot of people, it's about to go down. I think, uh,
no,
just listen to the channel. That's all I
I
say.
just think I think that a lot of people are having a hard time dealing with the reality. I'm about to pin Ramir's SoundCloud in this chat. And for
Okay.
those of you who are here coming through, coming and going, please, if you haven't seen Defending Your Freedom, the Damore Hadley story, episode 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's available here. The first two episodes are over there on the Jaguar Wright show. That's back. Uh, the rest of the journey we were forced to do here. So it's here, it's available.
But we'll be clipping it
Please.
up. I guess I'll clip it up over there because
Yeah.
remember I have the other footage, the arrest footage, and I'm gonna
Mm,
order to get the other footage, the second arrest, because he got arrested 3 times.
yeah,
So I got one, I got
three
three,
times.
and I'm about to grab two, and we're just gonna do more.
Talk
You
about an
guys gotta really
injustice,
see.
an
You guys
injustice
got.
social agenda.
You really got to see the lineup of all the people. That's part of the reason why I believe I was going to get the channel back anyway, because the person behind the strike, well, number one, they did it all. You know, they were just, it was just fugazi. But this person is one of Jay Z's and Desiree's attorneys, and this person lined up and had I got a 911 call for them lining up the CEO of Rock Nation's daughter's husband, now husband. Like she called up. It's like you just fraudulent all the way around. So you really want to
Eh,
step into this? All right, go ahead, let's do it. It was gonna be all kind of lawsuits. It still might be, but
mm.
that's a whole nother thing. Like, yeah, these people are dirty. But when you see the lineup of who's all involved,
And that's what we really
Dr.
have to get
Holder,
into.
those
Jeff
officers,
Brown, Jeff Brown, the other two
Jeff
officers,
Brown,
the
Lord Gat,
Katie's,
like it's
the
a
Kate,
gang of people.
the Katie's, who were in private security. You know, when you think about the employees that actually participated in giving false testimony, stating that they had seen Demore, on
Hard
pharmaceuticals, saying that they had saw her, it's too many bad actors working in concert
It's nasty,
together.
nasty.
And once again, when you get a group of people to agree upon one set of lies, the person that's telling the truth has to fight the hardest to be believed because there's so
Hey,
many people.
Mr. and Mrs. Davis would appreciate. She says, as a truck driver, how do you send money to Jag? Just go to her website, thejaguarright.com,
Hmm.
and you can get everything there.
Hmm.
Um, we appreciate that.
And
But
I also put it in the description of this video. I put our Cash App for Cruelty Free, our nonprofit organization, Cruelty Free Artistry. And if not there, then you can just go over to the website, thejaguarright.com, and there are ways to donate to the channel. And we appreciate that. I mean, we've been through a lot. And I know that there's a lot of people that don't mess with Tasha K and that don't want to watch her content. But what I will say about Demore's interview over there, um, the interview that she did was masterful. It really was. It was masterful. I
mhm,
cannot take
she handled
anything away from it. And
she
not
handled it.
because of Trasha, Trasha the Grouch, but because with all of the craziness that she threw at her and with all of the disrespectful questions and the gaslighting questions, trying to get her out of her character, trying to make her seem, unstable in some way, or just at least trying to get her to bend to the notion that her mom really wasn't that much in the wrong for all that she had done and whoop de woo. When you look at the way Demore handled it, it was brilliant. Actually, it was probably the most brilliant that I saw her do in standing up for, her story. Our interview is much different. It's very different. It's a human interest piece, and it's not set up to trigger her or to target her, but just to get her whole story. And then, salute once again to Set in the West. Thank you so much for the amazing job that you did producing and editing, because we were able to take all of those facts and details so you guys could literally walk it through. And to know that Demore is now able to say, if she doesn't want to have to talk about something, if she doesn't want to have to go through the detail after detail because of how triggering some of this can be and how traumatizing a lot of this has been for her, for us to be able to say, she can say, please go to this episode, please go to that episode, please go to this episode. We're honored that we were able to memorialize her story in a way where it gets told, all of the questions are answered, and she doesn't have to say anything but go look at that. She gets to choose whether or not she needs to talk about it. And when we were, deciding and putting together and trying to frame how we wanted to get this done, that was kind of the goal. That was kind of the goal, to memorialize her story in a way that if she were to be gagged, because we were facing the gag order even back then in May, she was facing it. It didn't happen until July, but she'd been facing it since May, and she still had the ability to talk legally and legitimately. So we wanted to memorialize her story so it could forever be told without there being any confusion, without there being any question, without anybody being able to poke any holes through it. And if there's anybody else who would like to get your story out the way we did Demore, we're here as well. This is our mission now. This is our ministry. This is what we're doing. We're trying to make sure that people's stories don't get crapped all over, and that if there are people that are out there lying, that the truth will be available. That's why I came to YouTube, because with all the lies that were being told about me and with all of the false information, I wanted to make sure that the truth had a chance. And that's what it is. That's where we are. So we want to thank Demore and Javon, the Hadley family, for trusting us with your story. We pray that we've done the job that we needed to do for you guys. Just because you can't speak, it doesn't mean anything anymore. We have memorialized your story, and your story will continue to speak for you. And we're just so grateful. And we're grateful that we have the community that we have here that's willing to support it. We're asking everyone, please share, 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 share. And we have more coming. There's going to be clips, like Odell said, over on the Jaguar Wright show. All of the pertinent clips for, the people who just want to get the quick watch in. And then we still have the other part of this journey, investigating and immortalizing all of the cooperating bad actors. And I see a lot in the comments. I see a lot of times people are saying, this looks like Rico. This looks like a Rico to me. This looks like a Rico to me. This looks like a Rico to me. Well, we're going to examine it, and we're going to figure out exactly how much of a Rico it really looks like. And who do we need to reach out to get them to look at this, because all of this needs to stop. It really does. And the truth is, we need to work harder, because for all of this pain and for all of these lies and for all of this terribleness, so these people can get a freaking casino. It kind of like, it's disgusting. When I think about what happened to the autistic victim in Alabama, when I think about what's going on with Ramier, when I think about what's happening with Demore and with Javon, when I think about what's going on with Tori, when I think about like, when you think about all of these things, it's all being covered up. It's all being pushed to the side. It's all being totally thrown to the wayside so that they can sit here for this. This is what this is why they're trampling people's rights, allegedly. This is why they're terrorizing and harassing people, allegedly. This is why they're doing all for this. For casino. Yeah, and still no banjo. And still no banjo. I want y'all to think about that. Every last one of y'all that like to cape for this traitor to his race. All for $1. And now they want to go get them a casino and get them some endless dollars so they don't have to worry about getting turned down for loans no more. Yes, in Yeshua's name, may this casino not happen, especially not with them at the head of it. Hmm, my God. On that note, we'll see. This new Jaguar Wright Uncensored podcast coming. Um, welcome back show to Set in the West tomorrow. On the original Set in the West, we back at the set, y'all. Asheo. Uh, your music is so beautiful. Oh.